No problems.
Okay. And you're welcome to send over as much as you want. That phone number is a business phone number. Will not bother me if you text it or call it at any time to send me stuff that you want to work on. So if you got additional stuff that you'd like us to work on today, it's always better if you provide content, because if I provide it, it means that it's from my way of thinking, maybe not what you're doing in the classroom.
Yeah.
Okay, having said all that, we're going to go until about 2:55, and then we'll talk a little bit about scheduling, give some mom some feedback if she's available. Any questions before we get started?
No.
Okay. So I guess let's just start with that question that was on the board there. Did you end up working it out, or was it
Not
pretty
really.
challenging? Pretty challenging for you?
Mhm.
I usually start with some easier problems, and I think that might be wise to do here, just to see, kind of gauge where you're at. So let's say it's something like this: 3 times 4 divided by 6 times 2. So could you attempt to just simplify this for me, please, using order of operations?
The 12.
Say that again. 12?
12.
You may have to just speak up just a tiny bit. I'm not able to hear you here. So 3 times 4 is definitely 12. Divided by 6
6.
is 2. 12 divided by 6 is 2. And then you bring this 2 down and you get 4. Where do you think the difference is? I heard that 12 divided by 6, maybe you put a 6 here. Is that possible?
Yeah, that's what I did.
Okay. And you can see, okay, that,
That was
doesn't quite work out, but that's okay. We'll do some more problems here. Are you guys working with both positive and negative numbers?
yes.
All right. And it's okay to say, hey, you know what? I'm not comfortable with those. Let's try some more. Let's go negative 15 divided by 5 times uh 8 divided by negative 3. Why don't you give this a try? Because I'm just sort of gauging where you're at, based on how you do on some of these problems here.
We'll grab something.
Let me know if you've got an answer, if you've got questions. Give me some feedback here.
Hold on 1 second.
He's working it out.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that's one of the limitations. I can't see the body language to see how
Yeah.
he's doing with this. I do want to give him a hint if he's struggling.
I think he's getting it.
Great.
Is it 8?
All right. So your answer is 8. We'll take a look here. Negative 15 divided by 5 is negative 3. So always work out the problems, because you may want to look at these later, and you may not have your notes there. Bring the other stuff down. Now this is the reason I had you do this problem is multiplication and division, just like addition and subtraction, you always work them left to right. Like they're actually the same precedence, meaning like it doesn't matter if you see a multiplication, you do whatever you see first. So in this case, division comes before multiplication, working it left to right. Minus 24 divided by negative 3 is positive 8. Your answer there. Very good. All right. So good job on that. So the reason this is so important is that the problem that you put up on the board there, it's got some other stuff that we will address here, but you have to be able to work out problems, with addition and subtraction and multiplication and division. You have to be able to work them out from left to right here. So let's just look at this. Well, we'll get to that in a moment. Let's look at a few more here. Let's go 6 minus 8 times 2 plus 1. Okay. So when you see a problem like this, and when you've got both addition, subtraction, and multiplication division, what do you do first? Can you tell me?
Well, I would just start with the 6 minus 8.
Okay, so you cannot do that. You cannot do that. So the problem here is that you have to do multiplication division before addition and subtraction. So you have to focus in on this, say, okay, I got to do that. Now, your choice, whether you look at this as a -8 times a 2
Yeah, I was thinking that.
or 8 times a 2. Either way is fine. How do you see it?
Well, I kind of did see it as a -8 right there. And
Okay, so tell me what -8 times 2 is.
-16.
-16, good. Now you only work one step at a time, then you bring the other things down. So notice now you have addition and subtraction. Addition and subtraction, you do them in the order you see them in left to right. So here you will subtract and then add 1. Will you finish off this problem for me, please?
-11.
Okay, so I agree that it is negative here. This is -10. Did you get that far?
-10? Yeah, I put -10.
Okay, plus 1.
One.
Sometimes it's good to think about this in terms of like money, like you owe someone $10 and you give them a
Oh,
dollar.
bruh, I did not. My bad. I know that. It's -9.
-9, good. Okay, let's just do a couple more here like this. Let's do -10 divided by 5 minus 3 plus parentheses 2 minus 1. Okay, so I'm introducing something new here in this problem, but not trying to overwhelm you with new stuff. Do you remember what the P and the E stand for in order of operations?
Exponent. And
So E is definitely exponents. We don't have any of those, thank goodness. How about the P? What does that stand for?
parentheses.
Parentheses. So you do whatever's in parentheses first. Doesn't matter what it is. You do whatever's in parentheses first. In this case, it is 1. Now, do you know when you can drop the parentheses or remove them? Did you guys talk about that at all in class?
No, I think we're past that part, to be honest.
Okay, so you remove them when there's nothing holding on to it on the outside. So if you see a plus, in this case, that's there's nothing holding on to it, so you can just remove it altogether.
Okay.
All right. Now, if there were a minus here, that's a different story. If there were a number multiplying, it'd be a different story. But now we can bring the rest of this down like this. You've got division, subtraction, addition. Which do you do first?
Probably the division.
Got to do the division first. So go ahead and work that out. And then carry through the rest of the problem here and let me know what you come up with.
-5.
Your final answer is -5. Is that correct?
Or is it?
I'm just asking
No,
just to
no,
make sure.
it's negative. No, it's just 1.
Okay, so you're saying it's 1. All right. So -10 divided by 5 is -2. Is that what you have?
Yep.
All right. So now -2 minus 3, -2 minus 3.
Oh,
Maybe you lost a sign there.
yeah, I did.
They're both negative. We could talk about the rules for that, but it's like you owe someone $2, you owe them another $3, you owe them now $5 plus 1.
No, it's -4.
Yes, -4. All right, so let's just do a couple of quick add and subtract problems here to get you working through. So let's say it's -4 plus 3, -2 plus 1, -6 plus 3 again there. So go ahead and work this out here from left to right. Try to really focus on those signs as you're working through them and see what you come up with.
-5.
So your final answer is -5. Do you want to take another shot at that, or do you feel like that's like, how confident are you in that answer at this point?
I was a little off near like the second, off the second.
Okay.
So.
All right, let's take a look here. So the first two here, this is -1.
Mhm.
I know it's a lot of writing, but it's good to kind of just bring down and like what I'm doing, kind of show the ones
Yeah,
that you're
that's what
working
I'm
on.
doing.
-3 + 1, -6 + 3. This becomes -2.
Oh, I
Okay,
messed
are
up
you
over
seeing?
there.
Okay, what did you put down here for a result?
I put -2 -6. Wait,
You mean you
that's,
brought down this one?
yeah, that is what I did.
That's good. This is looking good. -8 + 3
Uh-huh.
is -5. Okay, so we want you to have more confidence in your answers, especially when you know that you've done them correctly.
Oh,
Any questions on that before we kind of proceed?
no, that was it.
Okay. So I'm trying to do here is kind of just incrementally increase the difficulty for you. The problem that you have put that was on the board there, it's a fairly challenging problem here. We want you to be able to do that problem, but there's a lot that leads up to doing something like that. So when you look at a problem like this, I want you to be able to quickly tell me which of these letters you see. Tell me what each of these math operations that you see here.
That's multiplication, or subtraction, the square root, and then division.
All right, so this is an exponent, and you got to be careful. It's a square, not a square root. So it's a
Yeah.
small difference in the word, but a big difference in the math operation here. Okay, so which do you do first?
Probably the square.
Yes, the square. Now, 6 squared means to take the base 6 and multiply it by itself 2 times.
That's 36.
Okay, 36. So this is 4 times 7 minus 36 divided by 3. Now, again, you got to do it left to right. Like, I know multiplication comes before division, but let's just say this was a division, which wouldn't make much sense. You still do it left to right. So you're going to do this first, then this division here. What does that become?
What was that?
Tell me the next step here. What's the next line look like when you work through this?
4 times 7,
Okay, and what is the result of that?
28.
28
Yes, 36.
minus
36.
But okay, so we'll do one at a time here. Now, what do you do next?
28. No, wait. I would do 28 minus 36. Like, is that
Okay,
correct?
but you have to do it in the order of operations here. Multiplication, division comes before addition, subtraction.
Yeah. So 3
So
divided.
which
by 6.
you got to divide first, right? And this has got to be clear. Like if you're not writing this down, I know it's on my screen, but if you're not writing it down, this needs to be like there on every problem. So what is 36 divided by 3?
36 divided by 3. Which is 3.
I think I heard 12, or maybe you're still working that out. Give me the final thing here.
Yeah.
Oh, so 28 minus 12.
Well,
It's 28 minus 12. So we
yeah.
did- Okay.
Oh, yeah. Hold on. It's
So
36.
36.
16. Am I?
Mhm.
Oh,
Yep.
Sorry, I was
Yes, so
lost
here
there.
we got a little lost. So yes, Tristan, 36 divided by 3 is 12.
Yeah, I don't, I
Okay.
don't know what's going on.
Yeah. All right.
You're doing good, you're doing well. I mean, this is just,
You're
I mean,
doing
these are, this is challenging. It's not, there's a lot of things competing for your, in terms of what to do. What I recommend, like, I'm putting up a new problem here. I'm going to recommend you write the order of operations and then you circle the M and the D and the A and the S because you want to really recognize that they're the same. They're the same, like multiplications really are the same in terms of when you do them. There's subtraction. But now I want you to look through this and figure out like which ones do you have? Like which ones can you check so that you know which one to do first?
I can fix the square first.
So tell me all the order of operations you see. Like what is this right here? The first one.
I should do that first.
Well, yes, I agree. But like what I want you to do is we're basically making a list. Do you ever cook, bake? I mean, do you ever do anything like that?
Sure.
Okay, so there's like a recipe. This is a recipe. Like you have to do it in the order that they're talking about here. Sorry, that's not spelled right at all. But nevertheless, you have to do it in the order. So like you need to say, okay, there's exponents. What is this horizontal line?
Subtraction,
Subtraction. There's subtraction, right? What's this next one?
division.
Division. And I know you know all this, but you have to go through it. It's like when you cook and you got to get out the oil and the flour and the butter and all that stuff. You
Yeah.
have to get it all out. So it tells you like, do this one first. Do the 2 to the 4th first. What is
8.
try again. 2 to the 4th means take the base 2 and multiply it by itself
Oh, so
4
2,
times.
8, 16.
It is 16. So we have 16 minus 24 divided by 3 plus 1. Another thing you'll notice is I am saying out loud the operations each time. And that should help you to clue in, okay, what do I do next in this list? I've done the E. Now what's next?
The division.
Okay, so keep going here. What's 24 divided by 3 or negative 24 divided by 3?
8.
Okay, so we have 16 minus 8 plus 1. So we have subtraction and addition. Because they're basically the same, you just work them left to right. Could you finish off this problem?
Yeah. So I mean, still have 8. Or -7.
What is 16 minus 8?
8. No.
Plus-
Yeah, 8.
Plus
Oh.
1?
I put in negative. So 9.
9, good. Okay. How would you rate the difficulty of this problem?
I feel like I could work that out. If they did, probably like a 5, maybe 6, 7.
All right, good. Okay, we're going to go ahead and stop here for today. Try to less than about 30 minutes. We're going to talk just a little bit, give mom some feedback if